Hello. I have been getting a lot of feedback from you that number one, you want to understand the changes that are going on in your body over 40 so you can make the changes that you need to do to feel more confident and healthy. And number two, that you don't know where to start. So you just don't start. So I want to help you with that. That is one of the purposes of this live stream today. And really, that's what I'm all about. That's why I became a women's health and wellness coach. And that is giving you the tools to take back your power, because, lots of us feel helpless, right? When nothing's working or we can't even get started or we're so confused and overwhelmed. And taking back your health so you can give aging the middle finger and become your fit and fabulous self. So that's why in today's live training, I'm going to talk to you about why your fat loss strategy over 40 might be broken so you don't make the same mistake that I did and where you need to start. So before I get into it, I'm actually streaming for the first time to my YouTube channel, so we'll see if this works. So I wanted to introduce myself for those of you who might not know me, and my name is Hillary Rank, and I'm a women's health and wellness coach, and I'm the founder and creator of the 40 Feels Fabulous method, where I help women over 40 gain more energy, lose extra pounds, and love who they see in the mirror. So when women want to start with fat loss, so, pop in the comments if you're in a place where you can comment and let me know if this sounds like you. Most women immediately go to finding a new diet or exercise program. So, I've heard from you. I'm actually doing, some of you have entered into my giveaway for a gift card or a workout bundle, a workout equipment bundle, and you're helping me out with some information about you so I can create more relevant content. And I'm hearing from a lot of you, bottom line, most of you want to lose weight and you want to feel happy, healthy, and confident. So, let me know. One of the first things you do is go to finding a new diet or a new workout program. So it might or might not be tailored to women over 40. But unless you understand this one concept that I'm going to go over, you might see some results, but they won't be long lasting. Or, you might do it for a couple of days and get frustrated and give up. So that's why I want to talk about this really main thing. We have to kind of go in steps. And I want to talk about this one concept that you really need to understand about your health over 40 and why it's so important over 40. You might be able to get away with things when you're in your 20s, but things kind of change when we get into our 40s. So, and this concept is shifting your thinking from the standard belief, and this really is rooted in traditional medicine, but this is also in a lot of things in society, that your body is a set of interdependent parts, and shifting that belief from that your body is a set of interdependent parts to that your body is a system. So chances are you're struggling with one or more of these symptoms. So fatigue, memory or focus issues, anxiety, depression, and the big elephant in the room, weight. So as I said, that's where most women indicate to me that they're very unhappy with themselves. So why you focus? Okay, so when you focus only on a new diet and exercise, you're only focusing on your body. You're only focusing on the physical symptoms, right? So you see that you have this weight gain, so you're doing something physical to lose this weight. But then you're getting really frustrated when you don't see changes, or you're busting your butt with the diet and exercise plan, and you're not seeing any results no matter how hard you try. And it's a compartmentalized approach, and frankly, not a successful one. You might have found this out already when it comes to health over 40. So let me kind of dive in and explain a little bit more. So let me know if this resonates with you. Let me know if this is making sense to you. So what's going on? So as I said, your body is not a group of just like interdependent parts that don't have any connection to each other. It's a system. And what we eat, so your nutrition, what we do, exercise and activity, and how we think, and what we are exposed to in the environment affect us from tip to toe. So when is the last time you thought of how you think, like the actual act of how you think, and how your environment or what your environment is and how that affects your fat loss? So I'd love for you to pop in the comments if you're watching now live or on the replay. So, I think, it seems from my experience, so correct me if I'm wrong, most of us just think about like what we eat and what we do, right? But we're not thinking about the other parts, like how we think and the environment that we're exposed to. So the truth is our body is interconnected through the immune, nervous, and endocrine systems, which results in effects in our stress response, immunity, mood, cognitive function, and hormones. And hormones is a really big thing to remember. So system overload results in symptom overload. So going back to those symptoms, fatigue, memory or focus issues, anxiety, depression, trouble sleeping, low libido, and that big elephant in the room, weight. So it's all traced back to our body's stress response. So fat loss isn't just mental, or excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. So our stress response is not just mental, not what you just think of, oh, I'm stressed out. And most of us have that. So let me know if you feel stressed a lot. And if you're a woman over 40, it's typical to feel stressed. But what I'm talking about in stress and your body's stress response is anything that overwhelms your body's capacity to respond effectively to the challenges you've been exposed to. So why now? Why is our stress response being overwhelmed? Because it is being overwhelmed. And if it wasn't, then it would be super, super easy for women over 40 to lose weight. And it would be as easy as it was in your 20s. Maybe it wasn't even easy for you in your 20s. But for most women, when we were younger, it was a lot easier. So why is this happening now? Why can't it be like it used to be? And it's because as a middle-aged woman, you are faced with challenges you never imagined or never even really realized or thought of when you were in your 20s. So that's childbirth, juggling a career, social obligations, raising kids, something called like a global pandemic, perhaps in the past 18 months, and then environmental toxins from daily use products, over-the-counter drugs, birth control, and antibiotics, what most women don't even really give a thought to or think that this could be affecting their fat loss. So pop in the comments if you relate to any of these, if you know that these are challenges, if this is a reason for overwhelm in your life. I'd love to hear it. So these challenges result in 5 root causes of stress response overdrive. So that would be chronic emotional and mental stress. So we talked about one, that's what most people think of when they think of stress. But then also there's food triggers, so food sensitivities that can trigger a response in your body, gut disruption, so gut issues, and a majority of your immune system is in your gut. Environmental toxins, so as I mentioned, the environmental toxins from daily use products and the everyday drugs that we take and not even thinking about it, and then stealth infections. So you could have an infection. Many times it's in our gut and we don't even know it. So I want to give an example. I said, in the beginning of this video, don't make the same mistake I did. So I did what most women think they need to do to lose weight, right? What I'm talking about. It's like, so I, after I had my sons, I was like, I've had enough of this. I have the mom bod, or like like it looked like I just had a baby, but I don't have babies anymore. And I've had enough. So I did what most women think that they need to do. I turned to nutrition, and I turned to exercise. So what happened actually I was successful with losing the baby weight. And in fact, changed my body so much that I competed in fitness competitions. So imagine my surprise when I was in the best shape of my life, and then I became the sickest. So my hair started falling out. I started having brain fog, extreme fatigue, insomnia, depression and anxiety, absolutely no libido. And I was so irritable all the time. I was completely snapping at my kids. So I would go to doctor after doctor. They would all look at my blood work and tell me I was fine. So it took a lot of research on my own and seeing alternative practitioners. And through that research, I realized that the things I thought I was doing right, which was the exercise and nutrition, created this perfect storm in my stress response. Because in addition to exercising sometimes twice a day, and I don't know how I found the time either, but that was part of the problem. I would have very little sleep. I had a lot of responsibility in my corporate job. So I was a leader in higher education and managed several teams. And then I had small children at home, and I had all those responsibilities that came with it. So as you can imagine, if any of you have been in the same position, there was a lot of stress. So my stress response was an absolute overdrive, and it started causing this waterfall of effects. And in short, my hormones were completely messed up, and I had developed a thyroid condition, so low thyroid condition. And I found that traditional medicine and the traditional methods, there's really not a lot of answers for it. So that is what proceeded for me to decide that life was too short not to do what I wasn't lit up by and what I was passionate about. And it led me to create the 40 Feels Fabulous program and method to help other women who are in the same situation. So let me know if this resonates with you at all. So when your body is overloaded like that, when you have that stress response overdrive, it makes it literally impossible to lose weight. Typical diets and workouts add more stress to your body. So, what I was doing, it might have started off a good thing, but taking it to the extreme and always being in diet mode, it added a lot of stress to my body, and I didn't realize it. So you can see why, if you already have all these other stressors and then you add on like diet and exercise that's really not tailored to help calm the system down, you end up like a hot mess. And then you get frustrated and quit, and then start to believe that progress is impossible. So let me know, have you felt like, oh my gosh, I've tried so many things, I'm not seeing results. So then you're starting to develop the belief that it's not possible for you, that, this must be what aging is, and I'm just going to accept it. But in the back of your mind, you really don't want to accept it. So you see, fat loss over 40 needs to take the approach of lowering the systematic stress in your mind, body, and soul. So not just, so a lot of it, stress is mental, but also in your body, and like addressing those food triggers, affecting gut disruption, affecting environmental toxins, and discovering whether or not you have self-infections. So can you see why, if you're just throwing diet and new diet plan after diet plan, or new exercise after exercise plan at it, and you don't address these underlying root issues, it's like you're just putting a Band-Aid on it, or you're driving on a car that has the donut. When you blow out a tire, the donuts that you get from the back, you're kind of limping along. Maybe you see, so you get where you need to be, but you're certainly not moving at you're not working at your optimal speed, or the car is not working as at its most optimal. And that's the same with your body. So how do you learn to do this? In this video, I really wanted to talk about this concept that to understand that your body is a system and there's some underlying factors that you need to address in any fat loss program. So I go over these steps of how you can address this in more depth in my 5-day fat loss challenge, which is I'm going to be running another round in a few weeks. So registration is not open yet. But if you're interested, if you're in my Facebook group and watching this, you can send me a message. And I did want to make sure, if you're not on my mailing list and you want to make sure you don't miss the announcement, make sure to send me a direct message and I can, with your email, and I can add you to that list. So you'll be the first to know when doors open to register for the 5-day fat loss challenge. So you can learn more about this and that you can actually do something, right? So I get from a lot of women, I feel so overwhelmed. I don't know where to start, so I don't start. Well, this is your chance to start. 5 days, live trainings from me, and activities that you can complete 20 minutes or less a day where you can actually be taking action so you can start to see that needle move and be rest assured that you're moving in the right direction. But we'll talk about in a future video about what happens if you're really good at starting and not so good at finishing. So we'll have to tackle that in a future video. But your biggest takeaway from this video is your body's not a set of interdependent parts. So just focusing on diet and exercise only focuses on the body. And your body is a system, and it's even more important to recognize in our 40s. Why? Because our stress system is in overdrive. And if your fat loss approach doesn't take this into account, you might see some results and fizzle out, or even get worse because, you're already overwhelmed, your stress response, your body is, if you have a lot of those symptoms that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, they could get worse if you're not doing the right things to calm your system down. Or you could stay stuck and frustrated, not knowing where to start, which is a classic sign of system overwhelm. So any program that you choose needs to take into account what you eat, what you do, that's typical, but how you think and how, what environmental exposures and toxins, how the environment affects you. And I'm not just talking about the things you ingest. I'm talking about the environment around you, your relationships, how you interact with the world. Okay, so I hope this makes sense to you, and I'll be back for some more videos helping you actually get started and seeing some results and transform your body over 40. All right, I'll be talking to you soon.